Yours unimaginable 10 years ago, and are on the verge of more tomorrow.
Well, the Center for Medical Progress is back. The pro-life group just released another undercover video which shows attendees at the National Abortion Federation convention sharing their frank thoughts about abortion. And it's not like the rhetoric you hear in public. It's raw, and it's what they really think. At one point, a Planned Parenthood employee says, quote, "The fetus is a tough little object, and taking it apart on day one is very difficult." Elsewhere, a member of the consortium of abortion providers says this: "An eyeball just fell down into my lap, and that is gross." And the comment gets laughter from her audience. That's how grotesque it is. And we'd love to show you the video, but we can't because of a man called William Orrick. He's a federal district judge. He's a massive contributor to Democrats, and he's ordered the video be suppressed, saying, in effect, the First Amendment doesn't exist. And the video somehow violates a gag order he placed on the Center for Medical Progress in 2015. It's an atrocity. It's gotten very little attention, and we are proud to bring it to you tonight and bring you Lila Rose. She's the founder and president of Live Action, the anti-abortion group. So, Lila, thanks for joining us. Is the allegation that, I mean, the only way, it seems to me, that would be legitimate that you could keep something under wraps like this video is if you could show that they're not real. And so is there any evidence these videos are not real?
Well, I think precisely because they are real is why there's so much opposition. I mean, this is National Abortion Federation and Planned Parenthood's own trade show. This is where they get together and they talk about what they do every day. Planned Parenthood commits 900 abortions every day in this country. That's 900 little boys and girls killed by abortion by Planned Parenthood every day. So the fact that they asked Judge Orrick for the injunction, the fact that Planned Parenthood and National Abortion Federation so badly want these tapes to be kept quiet shows us that they're very afraid of what's on these tapes. The callous laughter about the abortion procedure, about tearing apart a child's legs, taking the legs off from the navel when they're delivering the child, that discussion by Planned Parenthood abortionists on the tapes, their discussion of the head getting stuck in the cervix and complaining about the abortion procedure. I mean, horrific, so difficult to hear. But this is exactly what the public should hear, Tucker, because Planned Parenthood, the very abortionists that are laughing about what they're doing on these tapes, are receiving $500 million every single year from taxpayers.
So, I mean, this is very far from the soothing rhetoric of choice and, you know, your body and all that stuff. I mean, these are people who are acknowledging what they're doing, which is taking human life. So, but here's my question. Because no one can test, from what I could tell, that these tapes are real, how in the world and in what country could a judge unilaterally decide you're not allowed to show them and in effect prevent us from showing them tonight? How could Judge William Orrick do that and get away with it?
Well, it appears too that it's not just, you know, you're not the only one not showing it, Tucker, but YouTube took it down over the weekend. Twitter just yesterday sent me a notice. We had it up on my feed, on my Twitter feed, and they took it down. It appears that social media companies as well are fulfilling the order. I mean, this just goes to show that there's a chilling effect right now on journalism that is the opposing viewpoint on abortion. If you don't agree with abortion, if you want to expose what abortion is and actually use their own words of abortionists, then you are going to have to tangle with courts. You're going to have to tangle with attorneys general, like in California, what David's tangling with. You're going to have to tangle with social media executives who don't want your stuff on channels, on YouTube, on Twitter.
Is there, I mean, if there was, and I'm not advocating for this because I don't think I can in my role as this host of the show, but I mean, if there was ever a time for civil disobedience, it seems like some might think this would be the time, because you have an absolute right to say what you think is true and to present evidence that is true. Is there any place for people who are interested to find these videos?
Right now, I mean, again, it was just taken down off of my Twitter feed. We had put it up after it was released last week. Keep in mind, this is on the public record. So this was put on the public record when Attorney General Becerra in California decided to prosecute David Daleiden and Sandra Merritt at CMP. And so the tapes were entered into the public record in the court. So the public deserves to see this. This is a live prosecution happening in California. The public deserves to know. This is a corporation. Planned Parenthood is a corporation corporation, and they're the ones on many of these tapes that's receiving $500 million taxpayer dollars every year. They're claiming to do it in the name of women's health, and yet their own latest annual report, which just came out this weekend, shows that their cancer screenings are declining, prenatal care was cut in half, their abortion numbers are going up, their taxpayer money is going up. Taxpayers deserve to know this, and the whole country deserves to know this. They deserve to know what abortionists actually are saying.
That's exactly right. What it really looks like. Don't avert your gaze. Face it. Lila,
Exactly. Thank you, Tucker.
Tiger Woods just got arrested, which is bad enough, but now ESPN is accused of photoshopping his mugshot. Did they do that? Why'd they do that? Is that the weirdest story of the day? Our Top That panel, up next.
What the fuck?